What's this? What? What the heck is this? That's right, guys. I got a bill for the contractor's mistake. Unbelievable. I was so bloody furious. I went to the mail and that was in there. I thought maybe it's just a card saying, you know, we completed it and offer our apologies, and here, I got a bill yet. Over $600. I was just irate. I was gonna phone them and or do something right away, and then it was a weekend, thank goodness, and I thought, I don't want to leave a message on the answering machine like that, so I'll go back to the house and I have his email on the bill. I'll send him an email and say, well, what's going on? Like, why am I being charged for this? And then I remembered the inspector that came. I did a video on that like a while back explaining this, what happened. The regulator was in the wrong place for the vent we have going in, like fresh air vent, and there's a pilot light in there. I'll link that video, but I had the inspector's card. He left the card with me when he came here to look at this, when he saw the problem. And he said, I'll leave my card. And I thought, what do I need that for? Well, good thing I kept it, because instead of phoning and leaving a message that I might regret or something, or like when you're emotional like that, you might say something that, because you're not rational, right? You're mad. So I sent an email first to the inspector. I thought, I'll just run it across to him first and see what he thinks. And I said, you know, we're very upset, to say the least, and to get a bill like that, and like, I thought it was his mistake, you know, and we wouldn't have to pay. And I even said, well, maybe I'd pay for the parts and a bit of labor, you know, like, but wait till you see the bill. I'm going to break it down, you'll see it. And I'm glad I did contact him first, because if I would have just called him and screaming and yelling, and who knows what would have come of it, right? So let's go in the garage right now and I'll show you the bill up close. So I went to the mail the other day and I saw this in there and I thought, what's that? I opened it up, it's a bill, look at this. All itemized, categorized. $644.11. I almost fell over backwards when I opened that and saw that. $644. You gotta be kidding me. Like, the inspector said it was their mistake, they should have caught that. And that's why they inspected. He failed an inspection and they would be responsible for it. And like I said, I thought, well, maybe I'd have to pay for parts because they would have had to do that a year and a half ago. But look at some of these charges. Like $52 for the parts, well, that's nothing. $257.50 for the labor. $270 for the travel charge, like for the truck. So, and it's even whited out here. So my wife, Kulika, she put it up to the light, it says 200 under there. He wasn't happy yet, he thought, charge him 70 more. So but the guy took about 15 minutes to do the actual work. Like it was very easy for them to do. And it says hour and a half labor. It took him, okay, let's give him half hour. So 178 for the labor. And the other guy, this is the guy that came, this is the boss. This guy's very experienced. Like I don't know how many years he's been doing that. He charged himself 79 plus, it says 2 here truck charges, so he took half the truck charge to come and look at their mistake. Like, so he charged me to come and look at the mistake yet, never mind just for the guy to come and do it maybe. But you can see why I was so upset, like $644.11. And I thought, that's why I was ready to call and say, what the heck are you doing? Like you're charging me every nickel and dime right to the cent, like I called you out here to do this for me, when he was called in to fix this, like it was their mistake. The inspector called them and told them, or we sent a formal letter, whatever they do, email or message, I don't know how they do it. And it's an inspection agency for the government, so he sent that out, and then this is what I get. So I'm back at the regulator. If you didn't see that video, I'll put the link below, but this is what was wrong. When they installed this regulator, actually the propane company came first, about a year and a half ago, and they put this regulator here, and the line comes to it. And then when the heating contractor came, he came next. He installed the heater inside the house, and that's the vent. And it's there's an intake like for fresh air, and there's an outtake for the exhaust that goes up. And the inspector, he said he pulled up in his truck, he seen right away, there's a vent here. This is a vent for the propane. If it ever had to, like, too much pressure in the tank here, it would have to come out somewhere. So it would come out of the vent, and it blows down. And the inspector said, since propane's heavier than air, it's going to float along there, he said. And if it ever got in there, that could be very bad, because there's a pilot light behind there. So that's what he told them. And see, the contractor came though. The guy, he charged me. The first guy came just to look and do some measurements here. Oh, that's another thing I'll tell you in a minute. Like, he came here and measured and everything first, like the boss. And then he sent a technician, and the technician put all this in. And it goes around the house there, and then it's far enough now from the vent here. Like the fresh air intake and the outtake. So we said, you know, this is a code, like this has to be done. And he said, I said, how he wouldn't know that maybe. Oh, he's got the same book as me, he said. That he knows better. And, you know, maybe he didn't know, but that's irrelevant. He knew when the guy told him, you got to go fix a mistake you got there. You failed it. You failed an inspection, so you got to go fix that. And then they're going to re-inspect it. So why would I get the bill, right? Yeah, he failed the inspection and I get the bill. And what a bill that is. Also, one thing I wanted to say again, I said I'll tell you. When the technician came, after the boss came and measured all this, you know, a week later the technician came, and I was out here and I said hello and everything, and he said, okay, I'll get right to it. I said, I'll leave you alone. Then he's putting stuff in his truck right away. I thought, well, boy, that was quick, like 5 minutes. He said, actually, the boss measured it wrong. Like, there's a fitting that's, I don't have the right fitting. He said he measured. I thought, what a joke this is. He didn't even measure it right, and the guy was leaving. He said, we'll have to come back. Like, maybe that's why the bill was whited out, right? Maybe he forgot, because he told me, actually, that same day, the guy came back in about a half hour. I said, oh, you found the part? He said, the boss met me halfway and gave me the part, the right one. So then he came back the same day. Maybe that's why he whited it out and scratched it and put 70 more. Maybe I paid for all that. Like I don't know that, but he whited it out. So, anyways, you can't make this up. I'm not lying. I'm not just doing this to make a video. It really happened. You saw the bill. So that's it. It comes around the house, and then if it ever had to, it would vent out there. So it's by code. It's far enough away now from that vent over there. But here he said, no, that's a little too close. And that's why they had to come back. And what was the outcome of that bill then? Do you think I paid that bill? Actually, like, I emailed the guy on the Saturday, the inspector. Monday morning there was a response there, and he said, thanks for bringing that to my attention. They're not supposed to bill you for that, so I'm going to contact them and I'll get back to you. So a couple hours later the phone rang and he says, Dennis, it's all taken care of. They shouldn't have charged you. It's all their responsibility. And I said, I don't got to pay for parts or nothing. No, he said, you know, that's the regulation here in this area, that they have to look after all costs, whatever they got. They should have found that, he said. Like, this could have been a lot worse, right? What if that did expel from there and it got in there? The guy might have a little more problem than just eating that $644 bill. What if there was a huge lawsuit, like a liability? What if the house started on fire or something? Like, I don't even want to say too much, because, you know, who knows what could have happened, and that's why they have these rules. And the inspector said it's very rare, but they have to have safeguards in place. So anyways, he said, I'll have the contractor call you too to confirm that. So the secretary called me, the receptionist, and said the bill was sent out in error. It shouldn't have been sent. And just ignore it and throw it out. So, like I said, we were really upset about that. Like 600, there's so many things to pay for here on the farm. Like, so many things we can buy. Like, that's not enough money to buy much, but 644 for someone else's mistake. So anyways, guys, give a big like here for the video. And maybe this will help someone else in the future. You know, like maybe I should be rougher. When he pulled up the first time, I should have said, "What, you guys don't know what you're doing? What's going on?" You know, like I was so nice and how are you and all this, and then when I turned around, maybe he said he's stupid on my back. You know, so I don't know. It's just going to kind of harden me a bit. Like I told the neighbor about it. He said he probably knew. He just wanted to see what he could get out of you. So, you know, if I would have called him myself, maybe I would have said, "How about I pay you half? We'll meet down the middle or something." And he might have said okay or something. Who knows? But and another thing, am I going to use him anymore? He's out. He's done. I'm not calling him no more. Because if he would have not billed me or just the parts or something, I'd keep using him. And we've put over $11,000 in work here. We've used those guys. So if he doesn't mind losing customers and me telling other people around not to use him, well, I guess he thinks it's worth it. But he lost a good customer and maybe more coming. So see you in the next one, guys.